Coach Scott and his stories. Remember that story back when he played for the Atlanta Colts? Yeah. He had this story where you didn't want to be the first one out the water hose. They had a hose. They didn't have a fancy little, squirting water bottles. They had a hose, and you didn't want to be the first one there because the water was warm, right? Yeah. And so Coach Scott used to always tell those stories, and the guy at guard who blocked it, the guy ran off his butt for 90 yards, and the defensive tackle, they got a pick six, and they won the game by 1 point. But Coach Scott, didn't see you there.
Coach, this video, man, if Luke can get himself together, this video, man, is literally all about you. We love what you did. You've made us into the men that we are today, and the Christian men that we are today.
100%.
And like me, I was struggling when I came to the Force. All those years ago in middle school, I was struggling, and just to find a team and a man who said, give it all to God first, and just to see that other than my parents and my dad, see like another man do it, and pray before practice, pray after, it was just a huge thing in my life. So I have to thank you the whole time. Yeah,
and Coach, I love you. All jokes aside, I love you, and I'll tell my kids all about your stories and all that you've done in my life, and just the godly example you are. And so, Coach,
this video is for you. 15 years coming.
Come on,
sad you're retiring. A couple people wanted to say thank you, and so here that is.
Love you, Coach.
So me and Wyatt just got done working out, and we want to say a special thanks to Coach Scott.
Thanks for welcoming us to the team and coaching us up.
Yeah, especially thank you for helping me work on my kicking and telling me to keep my head down. We're going to miss you, Coach.
Hey, Coach Willis, this is Addison Jackson, class of 2018. I'm going to keep this short and simple. I just want to say thank you for showing us that you can love God and be able to knock people's heads off in the process. Thank you for being an amazing coach, an amazing mentor, and even a father figure in some people's eyes, including mine. Just want to wish you the best for many more years to come. I love you, man.
Hey, Coach, I remember when we first moved here to Georgia, and Ted and I came out to see the Force, and we met you, and you were just so inviting and so positive. And over these last 2 years, you've taught Ted and I so much. You've taught me to be a better man, a better football player, a better follower of Christ. Love you, Coach. We're never going to forget you.
Coach Scott, it's Cole. I just want to thank you for making me the receiver and the quarterback that I am today. You taught me a lot of great skills and a lot of other things too, but most importantly, you've made me the man I am today. I want to thank you for that, Coach.
Hey, Coach Willis. I want to send in this video today and thank you for so much for everything you've done for the Georgia Force and for the Georgia Force family. You've been an incredible coach, but so much more than a coach. You've been a mentor and an incredible teacher about how to be champions on the field and champions off the field. I remember the first year that we came here, you gave us so much hope and excitement when we stepped onto that football field, and we knew it was going to be the start of something really incredible. We want to thank you for all the opportunities that homeschoolers would have never had otherwise, and that football affords us, and just the incredible friendships and our focus on God that you've given us every single day in football. I want to thank you so much, and we'll still be with you always, and we'll be praying for you.
Coach Scott, it was a huge honor to be able to call you my coach throughout my time with the Force. Definitely my favorite memory was winning a national championship. It was an awesome experience as a player, and being able to win it for the coach who built the program from the ground up and made the Force what it is today was just a huge blessing to be able to give that back to you as a thank you and appreciation for all you've done for the program. There's not a more deserving individual of a title like that, and so I'm so grateful to have been a part of being able to give that honor to you. I love you so much, Coach. I'm so thankful for all the times you disciplined me. I definitely needed it, and just wouldn't trade any of it for the world. You're an amazing person. I love you so much.
Hey, Coach, it's Eddie. I was asked to share a special memory of you that I have, and I have a ton of them, but one in particular is the one where we are playing NCC in the fall of 2007, and I believe we were on kickoff or punt or one of the two, and we kick off to their team, and at the end of the play, one of their players ran up to me and said something. So when I got to the sideline, you pulled me aside and you said, well, what did he say? And I told you he called me an SOB. And and I remember you getting this serious look on your face and you saying, well, see if he wants to meet you in the parking lot. And I knew at that moment that I would follow you into battle anytime, any place. So I love you, Coach. Congratulations.
I really learned a lot from you over all the years you've coached me. Just wanted to say I'm really thankful for everything you've done for the Force, and everything I've learned from you, I will always remember to keep my feet together.
Hey, my name's Tyler Hopkins. I was a member of the 2014 and 2015 Georgia Force team, and I just wanted to say a quick congratulations to Coach Scott on a wonderful career. I know you're done with football, but I don't know if football is going to be done with you anytime soon. You've made such a tremendous impact not only on my life as a football player, but off the field, and I know you've had a direct impact on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other kids as well. Games like the Lighthouse Christian games and the battles with Kings Academy, and of course our intense rivalry with North Georgia. Those are memories that are going to stick with me for the rest of my life, and I look back on fondly. The lessons that you taught me in those games, whether it was, bringing your lunch pail to practice every day, working in the week, and the games are won Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, not on Friday nights. Games where we were down 33-13 and came back and forth overtime against Lighthouse Christian. Just, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Just things like that, they're just going to stick with me the rest of my life. So, like I said earlier, congratulations on a great career. Thank you so much for the impact you've had on not only me, but all the other kids I know and some of the other kids I'm really close friends with. Like I said, I know you may be done with high school football, but I doubt it's done with you anytime soon. Hope to see you around.
Well, Coach Scott, it's definitely a bummer to see you go. I wanted to take a couple minutes and thank you so much for everything that you've done for the organization over the past 15 years, and obviously for me personally as a new guy in this area. Obviously from a football standpoint, your records and the teams that you've had over the years that you've compiled have spoken for themselves. But obviously from a personal standpoint, you're really a humanitarian in a lot of sense, being able to get a bunch of guys who would have never had a chance to play the game of football together and giving back to the community the way that you have has been phenomenal. So you've provided an outlet for a lot of young men who really look up to you, and count me in that group. I'm blessed to have been able to have been a part of the Georgia Force. It's something that I definitely didn't expect to have when I came here, but I've otherwise been uninvolved in my community, and you provided an outlet for me. And in the process, you've introduced me to some phenomenal people through coaches and players, and created memories for me that I'll have for the rest of my life. And I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate the foundation that you've laid for these young men, and we'll do the best that we can without you, but it certainly won't be the same. So thank you so much for everything that you've given to the program and to these young men and to me. And we love you. Thank you.
Coach Willis, on behalf of the parents, especially the fathers of the team, I want to say thank you. You recall after the last game, while you were holding the trophy that you've received, I mentioned to you and your wife that of all of the accolades that you've ever received, all the trophies that you've ever won, all the wins that you've had, the most important thing that you will leave behind at the Georgia Force will be the fact that you have changed lives. You helped teach our boys strength, a confidence, a humility, a love of our Lord. You've taught them so many things that they will never forget. I remember when I first met you, you mentioned to me that you were blessed with some wonderful daughters in your life, and that the boys of the Georgia Force, well, they were your boys. And it's not easy for a father to entrust their boys, their young men, with a head coach. But I can tell you that on behalf of the fathers and all the parents of the team, we were so proud to have entrusted them to you. And I can tell you that no one will ever forget their head coach. No one ever does. The boys will never forget what you taught them, and they will never forget their head coach, Coach Willis. God bless you, Coach.
Coach Willis, congratulations on a fantastic coaching career. Thank you so much for starting the Georgia Force organization and for coaching me for 5 years under the team. Thank you so much for everything you've taught me and what it means to handle adversity and to lean on Christ through everything. And to put Christ first is to know eternal peace and joy. Just thank you for everything you've ever said, from your stories and from the criticisms and from yelling at me in practice when I wasn't doing my best because my heart was not in the game and my heart was not with the team. Thank you for everything you've ever taught me and for being a part of my life.
I want you to know that Georgia Force has become so much more than just football to most of us parents. To me, it became our village in which to raise our boys into the kind of Christian young men we want them to be. I can think of one instance way back in our first year with this team. You were doing devotions with the boys, and the next week Kent was running around the house just picking up and doing chores without being asked. So just wanted to say thank you and show you what a huge influence that you really are.
Hey, Coach Willis, just wanted to say thank you for all the time that you spent with us on the football field and all the coaching and life lessons that you've given us, and me specifically on the varsity team for the past 4 years. Just wanted to appreciate you, show some love. I'll never forget the time and all the stories that you told about that one fat kid and you were coaching the Atlanta Colts football team. You put him on offensive line and said, you just got to block this one boy, and you ran right off his butt for a 97-yard touchdown. Never forget that. Love you, Coach.
I can't believe it's been over 15 years since you called me that first night and asked me to be praying about joining your coaching staff for the newly formed Georgia Force high school football program for homeschool kids. One of the best phone calls I ever received, and the fact that I got to be a part of this journey, I'm just still amazed and humbled by it. I'm not going to tell football stories because they want us to be brief. What I will talk about is just your heart, your compassion, and your love for these kids. The pure drive that you had to want to pour Christ into this program, from the ball boys, ball girls, water boys, water girls, equipment managers, cheerleaders, players, brothers, sisters, just your heart and soul to pour Christ into these young men as they played the great game of football. That was your passion. That was the commitment. Football, as you know, and we've talked about, was just something we loved to do, and that we were blessed to be able to do it. But my friend, your example, your commitment to live Christ, to demonstrate it daily, to show what a Christ follower looks like, acts like, in wins and losses, and just in life, that my friend is a lasting legacy, and one you have earned. I call it a real honor to have coached with you, but I call it a greater honor to call you my brother in Christ. Well done, my friend. Take care.
I'm going to tell you how much we have enjoyed being a part of the Georgia Force. You have had such a positive influence over the players, the coaches, and even the parents. You have been a true blessing to this whole organization. Thank you, Coach Scott.
Daniel Casey here. I played on the Force from 2005 to 2007. Wanted to take this opportunity, Coach Willis, to thank you for all you did for me and so many other young boys like me. I also had to break out the old black jersey for the occasion. I don't think you'll ever realize how much you meant to me and so many other boys, and teaching us hard work, determination, sportsmanship, rising above our circumstances, and doing more than we ever thought we could. I have so many memories from high school, so many great memories. None bigger than catching that 40-yard touchdown Hail Mary with time expiring my senior year to keep our undefeated season alive. I'll never forget that, and so many other fun times. And a big part of that was you, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've turned me into the man, husband, and father I am today. Thank you, Coach Wells.
Man, those are some good videos, weren't they, Luke?
They were great. They were great.
Coach, on the real, man, 15 years you've been doing this. You've changed so many lives. We can't do anything. I feel like we could do more than just saying this video.
Right.
But, Coach, just thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Just really, truly thank you.
You see all the love that they have for you, Coach. We'll remember you forever. Love you, Coach.
Love you.